Hey everyone, thanks for coming along to find out about studying at the University of Waikato, specifically at our Tauranga campus. My name's Kennedy. I'm the Future Student Team Leader for the University of Waikato, and I'm based at our Tauranga campus in our student recruitment team basically. So it's my job to help answer any questions that you might have about studying at the university. Basically, in this session, we're going to cover the facilities that we have for students studying in Tauranga, some of the courses that you can study with us, specific scholarships relevant to students considering studying in Tauranga, and then support services, as well as answer any questions that might come up towards the end. So basically, the university has a campus in the CBD, or the heart of the city, and it has capacity for just over 1,500 students. So we really have one main building, and then there's a separate building next door, which is our science and engineering labs. And this is our main building in town. The roadworks have now been completed. The photo's a little old, but this is basically a one-stop shop where all of our students, no matter what they're studying, study from this one building. It's got large open plan spaces where you can study in between your classes, meet with your friends in your groups, in group meeting rooms for group projects, as well as catch up with any staff that you need to. So it's a very flexible learning environment, and the classrooms are designed also so that they can be adjusted based on what class is in them. Whatever's better. So we've got one lecture theatre in this particular building, and it can sit just over 200 students. And the rest of the classrooms are just standard classrooms where you can move the desks around as you need to. Next door, we also have our science and engineering labs. So we've got one engineering lab and then two science labs. So students that are looking at studying the sciences or engineering will obviously have those facilities as well. Also in Tauranga, but not in the CBD, we have the Adams Centre for High Performance, which is where some of our health, sport and human performance students will get to spend a bit of time, particularly if you're doing higher level study or research projects. This particular centre is the home of the Bay of Plenty Rugby Union, as well as the New Zealand Sevens rugby teams. So there's some pretty cool athletes that get to train in this space. So as a student studying sport with us, you'll get to spend a bit of time, hopefully, at that particular facility. We also have a coastal marine field station, which is where you can look at studying aquaculture or marine sciences with us, which is right on down at the port by Sulphur Point, and we have students that are studying their masters and such things down there as well. So that's again another pretty cool space for students interested in the marine sciences side of things as well. In terms of the courses that we have on offer in Tauranga, we do have some specific programs. For example, you could do a Bachelor of Arts in any of these subjects: law, Māori and Indigenous studies, political sciences, psychology, social policy and sociology. We can offer our business programs, the Bachelor of Business, which is a 3-year business degree in accounting, finance, marketing or strategic management. With our Bachelor of Engineering, you can do year 1 of the program and year 4 of the program from our campus here in Tauranga. With the facilities that we have, it does mean that you do need to either travel to Hamilton in year 2 and 3 or move to Hamilton for year 2 and 3. But in particular, if you're looking at civil engineering, electrical and electronic engineering, mechanical or mechatronic engineering, those programs can be started and finished with us here in Tauranga. With the Bachelor of Health, Sport and Human Performance, you can start and finish that whole degree with us in Tauranga in any of the 3 majors: community health, human performance science or sport development and coaching. We then also have our law program, so you can complete the first 2 years of the 4-year law degree, which is the diploma in law, and you can do those first 2 years, like I say, in Tauranga, and then potentially look at travelling to Hamilton for year 3 and 4 as needed. In the science space, you can do the Bachelor of Science with majors in computer science, aquaculture, environmental sciences and psychology fully here in Tauranga. And then we're back to the Bachelor of Social Sciences, so political sciences, psychology, social policy, sociology, digital learning and Māori and Indigenous studies can also all be completed here in Tauranga. We have our four-year Bachelor of Social Work program, which can actually only be studied with the University of Waikato at the Tauranga campus. So that's one of the few programs that you can only study with us here, and that's an accredited program. So at the end of that, you can go out and start to become a registered social worker. We also have our teaching program, which is very strong here in Tauranga. So you could do our 3-year Bachelor of Teaching in either early childhood, primary or kakanarua. And our 1-year diploma in Tutohu Paetahi, which is the Māori language program, where you learn to speak fluent Te Reo Māori. So those are the majority of our undergraduate study options. We also do have some postgraduate study options available, and you can ask me questions about them or find out more about them on our website, if those are where your particular interests lie. Some of the services that we have for students who are studying with here in Tauranga, one of them includes the Kaimai Shuttle. So this is a free shuttle service that takes students from the Tauranga campus to the Hamilton campus daily, Monday to Fridays, and it leaves from the Tauranga campus at either 7 a.m. or 9 a.m. in the morning, taking you to Hamilton, and then you can catch the return at either 3 or 5 p.m. So basically what this shuttle does is it allows students who may want to stay living in Tauranga if you're already here or considering moving to Tauranga. It allows you to take a few more subjects than what we offer here in Tauranga, because it means that you can study some of those additional subjects that we only offer in Hamilton with a little bit of travel between those campuses as you need to for classes. The shuttle's also Wi-Fi enabled, so if you wanted to do some of your course readings in the van on the way over in the morning, or write an assignment, or even just sit there and put your headphones in and listen to music, you're welcome to do that. You can use that time however you like. So that's a really amazing service for our students that are based here in Tauranga. We've got some specific scholarships for students that might be considering studying at the Tauranga campus. There are obviously the general scholarships as well, that it doesn't matter what campus you're studying at. For example, the Sir Edmund Hillary Scholarship, which is the $10,000 a year program for high-performing sports or cultural performing arts, as well as the Kote Tangata Scholarship, which is up to $5,000 for a range of different criteria that one can be applied for. But the rest of them up here are specifically for students who are either living in Tauranga or from the Tauranga region, or looking at studying at the Tauranga campus. So there are 3 Acorn Foundation scholarships that we offer, which have a value of $3,000 or up to $3,000. And those are specifically for people living in the Bay of Plenty. We have the Tauranga First and Family Scholarship and the Tauranga Campus Residential Scholarship, which are both for students who are studying at the Tauranga campus. So it doesn't matter necessarily where you're from, provided that you're studying at the Tauranga campus, you can be eligible for those particular scholarships as well. And every little bit of money helps when it comes towards university costs. So those are definitely worth looking at if you think those are relevant to you. We of course have a range of support services on this campus to support our students. So in the health and wellbeing space, we have a nurse who's permanently on site during the week, and she can refer you to the doctors that are off site for a discounted rate if you need, as well as a discounted gym. So there's student prices at one of the gyms just around the corner from us, which can make the gym membership a bit more affordable. On campus, we've got our student hub on level 1 when you first come into the building, and that's where you can get any help in terms of enrolment support. You can meet with the team there for general, if you've just got any general questions about where your classes are, or picking up your ID card, any of that kind of stuff. They can also book meeting rooms for you if you're wanting to meet with a group, or just get a bit of quiet time away from the hustle and bustle of the rest of the students on campus if you're working on something. So the student hub's a really good place to start. Myself and my colleague in the Future Students team are obviously here to help support the transition from wherever you are now to university. So that's around helping tell you what courses we offer, the entry requirements, and what specific papers you might need to study, and help with your enrolment. So that's before you get to the university. When you're here, there's also the student union that can help when you're enrolled as a student, so they can help with advocacy, financial support, and they also run a lot of events on campus to keep the students happy. Before you start your classes, we have a thorough orientation program, so it's where you get to meet other students, figure out what the lay of the campus is, where your classes might be before your classes start, which is another good way to settle in. And then during your time at university, there's help in the careers services space. So if you're looking for a job or you're getting towards the end of your studies and you need help with your CV writing or interview techniques, you can make an appointment with them and you can meet with them one-on-one for assistance in that space. And student learning support can help with your academic concerns while you're at university. So helping out with essay writing, preparing for tests, you know, what's the best way to study, some tips on things like that, as well as the all-important how to correctly APA reference when you're doing your assignments and all that kind of stuff. So there's plenty of support services on campus for our students that are studying with us here in Tauranga. That's pretty much everything that I have to say on studying at the Tauranga campus, but I've put my details up here. So if you do have any further questions, you're welcome to send me an email or give me a phone call, or there's some general links to the website and general email addresses along the bottom there as well. So you're welcome to ask anything that you may have. Just double check the live chat. How can I figure this out? See if there's any questions. So if you do have any questions, feel free to ask them now and I can help with that. Currently, we don't have any questions. Chat. Oh. Any questions about anything in particular studying at Tauranga? Yes, here we go. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for coming along and listening. Hi everyone, thanks for coming along and listening. Do we offer biomedical sciences? No, unfortunately we don't at the Tauranga campus. The closest we would have would be the environmental sciences side of things. We do have a scholarship for accommodation, yes. So that would be the Tauranga campus residential. Yes, we do have the scholarship. Like I said on the scholarship side, that would be the Tauranga campus residential scholarship. From memory, it's about $8,000 or up to $8,000, and that's for student accommodation in Tauranga. Accommodation for international students bringing their dependents. Unfortunately not at this stage. The only accommodation that we do have is for students who are enrolled at the university. But we do have an accommodation coordinator that might be able to suggest flats or other accommodation situations for you if you're in that case. Yeah. Cool. You're welcome.